Hi guys, John here, Mr. Forex Fire. So today is the 6th of December. It's a Monday morning, it's around 10 a.m. or coming up to that. No live session for me today, I'm just taking my time. However, I have set some trades, or set up some trade charts. And instead of doing the 1 minute and refining it down to 1 minute scalp, I've gone back to my higher time frame stuff, and I'm going to have a little chat through a couple of the chart setups that I've got. And obviously I've got my alerts set, so if they were to go off, I can just go back on the chart and reassess. I've got a lot on today, so I've gone back to higher time frame. If the alerts do go off, I can then just simply go onto the charts and then sort of reassess and evaluate what's going on, and then decide whether I'm getting in on the trade or not. So I'm just going to share my screen. Let's make this a bit bigger, get my handsome face into that corner. So this is the Euro card, okay? In fact, we'll start from the very top. Card, Swiss franc. So what we've got here, I've got my alert set here, so it comes up to this area and it's crossing it. I'm going to be looking at getting in on an entry. Still got that drastic cough from when I had COVID, so I do apologize. You can see we had a lot of consolidation in this area, okay? So what's happened is from this swing point down to the engulfing move, there was a lot of selling power, okay? And you'll see I've got the 71 and the 78.6. In my Discord channel, I talk heavily on things like with smart money and things like that, and these being the golden zones. But not every area or every swing point will give you this sort of move. What I tend to look for, in all honesty, when it comes to these trigger points, is the move from out of a consolidated zone, if that makes sense, just like this. And when we get a big strong push, okay, like we had one here, bang, 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 and then that consolidated zone, we come out of it. I was waiting for a return. We didn't quite get it onto that. However, we went back into a consolidated zone, high to the low, okay? This might be a long shot, but again, it's a 1 to 4. I'll be expecting a push up. Got my alert set, so it doesn't matter through this week. Will it come back to respect that and push out? It's all based upon the consolidation and the big engulfing push impulse out of the area. If I'm honest with you, with this trade, will it come back? I'm not too sure. I'm 50-50 on it, because this area here, I would have thought we may have had a flag come back in to touch the area and then come down. So it did come down, but then it went for a secondary push down. But we still hold that as a trade alert, okay? Because we did have an impulse spike coming out of the consolidation zone. And there's no harm in keeping that alert there just to see what happens. Even if it sets our conditions off with the alarm, we can always reevaluate the situation on what's happened on the climb back up. Moving on to the Euro card, again, we talk in the group about market makers and things like that. You've got W formations and M patterns, okay? So again, big impulse drive out of this consolidated area. Okay, so again, consolidated area, and this is on the hourly time. Okay, you can see that there. Date range, we just go from there down to there. You're looking at 6 or 7 days worth of sort of consolidation in there. So for me, obviously, when you get a consolidation, it's like a spring, it coils itself in. Then you get a little bit of what could be classed as a fake maneuver, which is we've pushed out of the range here, and then bang, it just went out like a big spring. It's uncoiled itself and shot off. So I'm expecting a flag coming back down. Again, if you were to get to the area, I've gone up to this area to the high, okay? We've got a money zone, as I call it, the 71, the 78.6. I don't come down to this low here. I'm just covering the area because there's imbalance here. You can't quite see, but there is imbalance here, and I'm just covering the area of that within the money zone. Okay, so that's the euro card. CAD JPY, a couple of things on this. Again, we've had some consolidation, a big impulse down. We've come up, and as we've had that, and you'll see this, as we've come down and driven down, we've created some areas here. We've mitigated an order block here. We've come for another impulse. You see this here? We talk about engulfing. You can see here, engulfing down. It engulfed all of the liquidity on, let's just take a look. It's engulfed all of the liquidity out of that. Yes, liquidity resides on top and bottom, but liquidity also resides in the climb up or the decline down, okay? So that there's liquidity being taken out in one fell swoop, okay? And as it's done that, it's flagged back in and it's mitigated into this area, okay? It's touched 50%, which is a very strong area. You see what I mean? So again, it's touched into that area. And then we've more or less had another one, give or take a couple of buyers trying to come back into control, but they couldn't swoop down, okay? We've come up, ranged a bit, we've mitigated into that block. And with that in mind, we've then come down for a third push, a third impulse drive, all selling power, and now we're moving up into our kill zones, okay? And the kill zones, I've got a 1 hour entry, okay? 1 hour entry, it's only like just under a 1 to 3. However, I would be anticipating more on, get that back. I would be anticipating that move. Whoops. I would be anticipating that move for a better option of a risk to reward of just under 1 to 7. Refining it down to a 15-minute candle. Okay, the order block area. And this is a strong, significant order block, simply because obviously we've had that big engulfing move, and we cover the bases by getting the entry just before and covering just on the top, okay? And if you go back onto the 1 hour, you can see the wick. Within that wick resides that 15-minute order block, okay? So we'll see how that plays out through the week. GBP card. This is one I entered last week. Still in this, to be fair. Again, we've got the W pattern here. We've got the engulf up, consolidation, and then we come down to touch into the order block here. Got a nice 1 to 9 on this the other week on a very small live account. We come up, broke the structure of the consolidated area, had a swing point from the low to the high, 71 entry. If we just look at this, bosh, we got a 71 entry, look at that, to the button, and then it's re-entered again, okay? And it's on its climb. This will be a 1 to 5. GBP USD, again, bit of a downcline. Big engulfing move down. Just take a look at this, guys. Big engulfing move, okay? Right out. Look where the candle is. Order block. Look at that. Let's just see if I can get this. Let's get that. Hiding behind me face. Okay. That there's been mitigated, okay, it's come down, bosh, mitigated in. And again, I've got this move, this has come out of here. I'm looking for an alert to go off here to trigger into the order block here. I'm just gonna see if this is on the 71. I've done it though, to be fair. Yeah, so I've got this on the 71 level. Put that on my money zone. So that's what I'm anticipating there. That's a 1 to 4. USD JPY, we've already entered on this. Again, we've had the climb up, big engulfing move down, a few pullbacks on the hour. I mean, obviously the fractal and things like that, these 1 hour candles here, we'll have 4 15-minute ones residing in that. From there, we've entered back into a consolidated area. And this is a bit more of a risky trade, to be fair. However, the USD JPY, I can show you now. Let's have a look. It is live, and I'm in profit on that at the moment. Just a small lot size. It's around about $8 in profit at the minute. So as you can see on there, that's just to show you I am actually taking these trades as well. The Euro JPY, this one has been in a massive sort of downtrend for a while now. So again, we've got a range, you can see in here, massive range where just in and out, in and out. We've come down and I've just basically gone for a straightforward swing low or a swing high out of the range, okay? Returning into the money zone of this here, right? But I've gone a little bit deeper with regards to the return, and the stop loss is quite big on this, to be fair. Well, it's not that big, to be honest, because this is a 1 to 8. This is a bit of a risky trade, but again, small lot sizes, and I do reassess and reevaluate everything as the trades come back into play, to be fair. I may actually break this down a little bit on the lower time frames and look for entries based on these sort of liquidity areas, high and lows, a bit further up in where the downtrends come from, if that makes sense. So from there, the GBP, JPY. Let's just have a look. So again, you can see consolidation, engulfing. Okay, let's just take a look at this just to show you. So you've got consolidation, engulf move. Okay, look at this. This here, when we look at this, I mean, this is very important. So what you've got is you've had to climb up, a little bit of indecisiveness, consolidation, and then we have a huge engulf and move out, okay? So when you look at this pattern here, when we look at this sort of stuff here, you can see that there, okay? Now, this here and this candle, I would sort of put together when it comes to an order block area. So I would see it from there. And when you look at this, you got that. And look at that, guys. It's to the pip. It's bounced, come down. And if you were to sort of look at this, let's have a look where we at. Get the right thing, John, on the date range short. So that would have been an entry. Stop loss just above the area, 25 pips or so. Target would have been that down there. You can see it's clearly bounced. And then it's hit there. So there's a risk to reward of 1 to 6. Again, that's there showing you in hindsight after the move. But again, the general purpose of what you need to look for, when you do these things on a higher time frame, most certainly, is the consolidated area. And when you get candles like this, especially on the 1 hour, look at the drive and the push down. You've got 1, 2, 3 hours of selling power. Okay, big imbalance area right there. Okay, yes, it got filled into 50% here, started moving back down, consolidated in and out, and then it took it, the best part, let's just take a look, from a re-entry to fill the imbalance area on that. It's taken just 3 days and 6 hours. So when you look back at sort of refining entries and things like that, within that imbalance area, when you structurally break it down into smaller time frames, obviously you can get a lot of entries, re-entries and things like that within that area. Okay, let's just get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. So that's the look on, that's the Great British Pound JPY. And again, guys, you can see from there, let's have a look. You can see from there, I've actually got that set as a trade. And as we're speaking, the USD JPY is actually shot up to nearly $20 of profit at the minute. So we're doing well on that. The USD Swiss franc. Now, this is something I've been looking at for a while. I don't normally trade this because it's so slow. It's so slow. Okay. Now, we had, again, a move out, push back up into where there was liquidity here and a little bit of imbalance. We've had a little bit of an engulfing move. However, this I will not be placing as a trade. It's one of these things where I pick so many pairs with that I watch. And obviously some of these are on there. I'll pick a pair now and again where I don't normally trade and I know nothing about, and I'll watch it for a month and I'll just put sort of demo trades on the side, if that makes sense. So I can sort of get attuned to the pair and also sort of get used to its price action, if that makes sense. So this is just one of those. It is heading its way back up in a flag pattern back up out of this consolidated area. And obviously we've got this move here, which is the engulfing, then it's come back down, consolidated. So with this engulfing up, I'm just expecting it to come back into this. I think I broke this down fractally, to be honest, for an entry. Again, it's a very tight stop loss of 12 pips. One thing I've learned with the USD Swiss franc is obviously the candles, they are very, very compact, as you can see on here. However, they can be very wicky. So again, I won't lose anything on this particular trade. It's just something I'm doing on a demo. It's something that I do sort of urge people to do. Yes, you might have 3, 4 or 5 pairs you like to follow, but it does no harm to put one pair into what you do and just watch it for a month and see how you go with that. Okay, so from there, guys, that's my rundown on what I've been looking at for this week. Most certainly, we are in good profit on one of them. We're waiting for another to activate, and I've got no doubt we'll have a good week this week on trading. So let's just take a look. If you're not already inside of the Discord of what we have on here, there's so many members in here having great success and great fun in here. And you can see on here just the pips that are getting caught. And this is on the currency strength, which is one of the many things that we use to help us with extra confluence in what we do. Again, we've got the members chat area. We've got challenge chat areas. We've got video trainings on banger, supply and demand, ADR, scalping. We've got a lot of stuff in here. Got a few bits of homework sections in here. I might be adding to that again soon. Voice chat, and we've got just under the 400 members now. There's so much going on in here. It's absolutely brilliant, guys. So if you want to get part of this, okay, just let me know. We'll get you inside. We'll get you started, or you can head over to the website that's above my head. It'll give you a bit more information. Okay, guys. See you all later.